Hi, I'm Sailor Neptune, Michelle here, and I'm making this film saying not for kids. Now, why am I saying not for kids? Well, apparently in January, a new law that is already being made by the lawmakers that will be made a law by the land leader, if he is still the land leader by January. This new law, I guess, is called the Children's Protecting Children, the Children's Protection Act, or also known as the Children's Shielding Deed. Now, I don't really fully understand the law as it goes, but to my understanding is it's, shielding children on the interwebs, I guess, what you ask, what you can't ask, like, where someone lives, how old they are, their name, stuff like that. I guess it also has to do with what kind of films are on the interweb too, like on YouTube. So on YouTube, you have two ratings for yourself. You either for kids, meaning you make films that are for kids, or you're making films that are not for kids, but you're still following the followership oversight of YouTube and the ownership of YouTube and all that. And they own the ownership oversight of YouTube too. But now, I don't know if in January you get that's set on your channel. I don't know if it's on the side or where they're going to put it, but you have to do that. If you don't do nothing and January comes, YouTube themselves will either pick one for you. Could be right, could be wrong. And if you don't do it at all, then you could either be in a bind with either the land leadership, the lay leadership, the earldom leadership, or the Trump leadership, but most likely be in a bind of all four of them. Now, there are going to be folks that are going to bitch and say, oh, why they got to do this now? Aren't the bears or the raisers aren't they the ones to make the pick what they want their kids to watch and what not to watch? I don't think it really has anything to do with what someone's watching or not watching on the interweb. I think it has to do with folks taking the upside on children, folks asking stuff from children or kids they shouldn't be asking, like their name, where they live, how old they are. I think things like that. And I also think it has to do with there are some folks on the interweb too that are also, saying that they're for kids and then making all kinds of evil, wrong, bad films on the interweb, not just on YouTube, I think. So, yeah, if I was Sean View Entertainment, then I would have to be earnest with myself. Am I doing it for kids or not doing it for kids? Because Sean View claims his whole followership is kids. But we see some of the shit that he does on his interweb. Like he goes around e-begging. He showed his outboner one time on the interweb. All kinds of bad stuff. And we know that we're going to get into that. And then you've got Christopher Wendler Chandler. If he's still on YouTube, he's not for kids from all the stuff that he says and does in his films. And hey, we got to know how the kid behind the camera are going to deal with it. We know the stuff he does wouldn't be for kids. Or at least all the old films. I don't know about any new films. And as far as McJuggernuggets note goes, he's going to leave YouTube in January because a lot of his followers on YouTube happen to be kids. So he's going to leave because he's not going to click not for kids and then end up losing all his followers. But we do know that even if he does click or doesn't click on it, YouTube's going to make a pick for him, and he's going to lose all his followers who are kids anyway. Now, we're not for kids because sometimes we curse. We're going to be earnest here. We sometimes on this YouTube channel curse. And even though that in itself would be wrong, it's not kid friendly to be going around saying curse words or any kind of bad words there are. So yeah, we know we're not for kids. And the ones that watch our films, a lot of them, almost all of them, are all grown up, or at least they're tweens. I would say they're all grown up. We're being earnest here, you know? So we're never going to get in a bind with the law over any of this stuff, you know? But sometimes we curse. Yes, we do fight. Okay, it's not true fighting, but it's still fighting, you know, and some folks might not like fighting and wrestling, so we do know that that might not be kid friendly, so we know we're not for kids. Now I know there's going to be some folks saying, oh, I'll just go to Daily Motion. Yeah, you can, but when this new law becomes a law, all websteads will have to ask folks to make will ask folks if they're for kids or not for kids. So it doesn't need film holding webstead you happen to be on. If you have a reckoning of any one of them, all those websteads will have to do that. You know. Now I know there's going to be some folks saying, "Wait a minute, isn't there a thing called YouTube Kids?" Yes, there is a thing called YouTube Kids, and it's where all the kid-friendly films and whatever shows are on there. But this isn't about that. This is a law that actually shields children, I guess, from stuff that you're not supposed, you cannot ask someone, like what their last name is or what their kin name is or lord name. You can't ask them where they live or how old they are, things like that are considered not right, and a bunch of other things on there. And it also includes what kind of film you're making. Only I really believe that at this point, there are some folks on YouTube who do make kid-friendly films, and they're not on YouTube Kids, okay? And yes, sadly, there are folks out there that lie, say they're making stuff for kids, and then make all things that are not for kids. And then there are folks who are good, but their films might not be, kid-friendly, like ours. If we curse, and we do curse sometimes in our films, those aren't going to be kid-friendly. And if we're fighting, some folks don't like fighting. Some folks think that even if it's show playing, it's still not right, So we're not for kids. We also know that a lot of our followers that watch our films are mostly or almost all of them are grown up. So it's not going to be for kids. So it's not going to be a bind for us in January. This is just something we say, okay, done. Now we're going to walk on now. Go on and do what we do. Now, for some folks out there, it might be a pain, it might be an ache in the butt, but there's nothing you can do about it. Even if you go and bitch to the lawmakers and bitch to the land leader, it's already going to be a law, or already has become a law, or by January it will be just the way it is. Think back to when Farseer Folkworks had to put ratings on all Farseer shows and films and plays that were on there. Did that really harm the Farseer folkwork business? No, but it was something that all the folkworks out there had to do. Some of them didn't like it, but they had to do it. So it's like this. It's almost something like this where everyone on YouTube has to have a rating or picks a rating for themselves, and they have to make sure that they're, because I understand you don't want to do anything wrong when it comes to kids, all right, or children. You don't want to do, well, technically a kid and a tweener are children, but this is mostly kids, anyone from age 5 to age 12. So, yeah, I understand that, and I have never done anything wrong when it comes to kids or anything like that. Go back to all my films, and you'll see the worst thing I ever did was curse. And that might not be kid-friendly. Some folks don't like cursing, so yeah. And there was fighting in this film, and it is what it is. Now I know there's going to be someone thinking, oh, wait a minute, don't you do dolls? Yeah, but yes, but the things I make them say, we say from time to time, and the things we do in our films will not make us kid friendly. You know, that's it. I hope that's all the time. That's all I'm going to talk about this. Sailor Neptune, sailing. I hope you all going to talk about this. So that's it. See you all later. I'm Sailor Neptune Michelle. See you later. Goodbye.